I think that's me. Hope so. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, getting the thumbs up from Anna, so that's good. Okay, I'm actually going to concentrate on just a couple of things in this session. And let me just put that down full size, I'll show you where we are. This is the workspace, commodities workspace. Over on the left-hand side, I've got the market strength indicator. These are all very fast time frames. Just pull that down a little. That's on 1 minute, and these are all 1 minute charts. So on the left-hand side, I've got the market strength indicator on 1 minute. I've got silver, I've got gold, I've got copper, and I've got oil. So I've got these four commodities, and then they're represented in the charts themselves with this is GC, the GC June contract. This is the silver contract for June, for July, beg your pardon. And then down at the bottom, we've got oil and copper. Very much in the news, as always. But the one I wanted to focus on was really just this 1 minute chart. And the reason I say that is because several reasons. First of all, because there's some wonderful VPA, very simple VPA lessons here that you can apply in any time frame. And remember that whatever we talk about here, whenever we're talking about a chart on a 1 minute time frame, you think, well, I don't trade 1 minute time frames. This could be an hourly chart, it could be a daily chart. The principles are exactly the same as Anna was saying with the daily charts, the weekly charts, the monthly charts. You look at these lower term timeframes, the principles are identical. It doesn't matter. So once you've learned the principles of VPA, whether you're an out and out scalping trader, guerrilla fighter who's in there in the 1 minutes and the sub 1 minutes and all the rest of it, or slower term swing or trend trader, although I hate the terms myself, it doesn't matter because VPA applies in the same way. So that's the first reason I've gone to this chart. The second reason is because I also wanted to show you it's very limited in terms of indicators. We've only got the volatility indicator on here, which is this one. And I've got the trend monitor on the bottom here, which is a wonderful indicator designed with one idea in mind, and that is to try to help you to stay in the trend. And really what this is about, this next piece, if you like, is I want to try and explain to you how we use VPA as the underlying methodology, and then the trend monitor is our assistance guide. It's always that way around. We start with VPA, and then our indicators are there to help us, not the other way around. So let's pick out some of the highlights of this chart, which I think are just classical VPA, very simple to understand. And if we start over here on the left-hand side, you can see here we had this little downtrend. And what VPA is really about, in essence, is identifying whether price and volume are in agreement or whether they are in disagreement. And that is what it boils down to. If you take it down to the core principles, that is what we are trying to do all the time. We are trying to understand whether the volume that we're seeing in a particular session is in agreement with the candle or is in disagreement. And the first thing you see here, this little example, we see the price sell off. And remember what we're looking at here, if you look over on the right-hand side of the chart here, we're talking about a price for gold which has gone from 46.85 up to 47.25. So we've got $40 an ounce of range here in price. And remember that at $10 an ounce, that's a decent amount of money to be trading, to be looking at a return in terms of a trend on a fast time frame. That's if you're trading one contract. You might be trading multiples. So the first anomaly we see the volume coming in here, and the first anomaly is clearly with this candle. We've got a lot of volume coming in here. Nice wick to the underbody. If volume and price were in agreement, then this candle should have closed much wider. Why? Because if you take any of these candles, if you take this one as a benchmark, appreciate it's got a little wick to the lower body, but it's got this amount of volume. And now we're seeing a much greater increase in volume, and the spread has really not increased at all. And in addition to that, we've got a nice deep wick to the underside of the candle. What is that telling us? It's telling us that can only occur in one way. That can only occur if we've got buying coming into this phase of price action, this 1 minute candle. What happened? The price started here, it fell down to here. And there's only one thing that can cause the price to recover in any degree, and that is buying. So within this tall red volume bar, we know there had to be a degree of buying. And what's important about the degree of buying is we know we've got a large amount of it because the volume is very high. It's much higher than any other volume on the chart per se, as far as we were concerned at that point. So we know that there's buying. That's the signal. It's an anomaly. Of course it is. It has to be, because if it were not an anomaly and this candle were in agreement with the price action, then it should have closed somewhere down here. Huge big candle. We've got lots of volume. It hasn't. Something has caused that candle to compress. It's called buying. And it's decent buying. In other words, it's not simply a small amount of buying. It is strong buying by the insiders, the big operators, market makers, insider participants, call them what you will. It's then followed by really a confirmation candle. So we see this as the initial signal. We then get a little confirmation candle, or say a little one. It's a very nice little hammer candle. Again, exactly the same principle. The volume has come in much lower, but often that's what you see. When you start to see a reversal taking shape, you expect the selling pressure to diminish. You expect it to be draining away. You expect to see that buying starting to come into the market and begin to reverse the price action. It's exactly what we see. So in terms of these two candles, we have buyers strongly coming into the market, and therefore, what do we expect? One of two things: either congestion or potentially a reversal to take advantage of. I like trading reversals because it means we get in early, we get into the trend early, and we can take a much greater a chunk of that trend out rather than sitting there and waiting for the trend to get underway. Now, that does mean that you have to set your stop loss a little bit wider to allow for any congestion that may follow through here. In this case, we had an immediate response to that buying that we saw on these two candles, and we start to rally and up we go. But what's interesting about it, we then see an anomaly to the upside. We see this volume coming in. Why is this anomalous? We look at the previous candle. That was the volume, that was the spread. Now we've got twice, probably three times that amount of volume. And in addition to that, not only have we not gone as far as we should expect to, but we've also got a huge wick to the upper body this time. Mirror image of this one, if you like. Exact mirror image, exactly the same candle, but this time, what is it telling us? It's telling us we've got some weakness coming into the market. Why? Because if volume and price were in agreement in the uptrend, this candle should have closed up here somewhere, and it didn't. What happened? The buyers came in, pushing the price up, and then as the big operators tried to push it further, the sellers overcame those buyers there and pushed the price back down. In other words, we're starting to see selling coming into the market at that point. Does it mean it's going to reverse and come all the way back down again? Possibly. It depends how the candles which follow unfold. And that's why we don't panic. We're not looking at it thinking, oh, right, time to get out. You may well decide to get out because you don't want to sit through a congestion phase, which is what is like to follow. Perfectly fine, because you can always jump back in again. So what followed? Well, interestingly, none of these candles developed any spread of any degree. If it was going to develop into what we saw here, in other words, a mirror image of these 4 or 5 candles, you would expect to see these spreads widening. They're not. They're all very narrow, very limited in spread. And in addition to that, the volume down here is relatively low. So it's telling us twofold. First of all, spreads are not widening. Secondly, that the volume is relatively low, and therefore the selling pressure that's coming in is probably almost certainly generated as a result of profit taking, because after we've had this little rally, it's going to be profit taking. We go into the congestion phase. What's the next anomaly we see? This one. This is very encouraging. Why is it encouraging? Because the market fell, didn't fall far before we get a huge amount of volume coming in, and it's held. What does that actually tell us? It tells us that there is strong buying under here. This market is not yet ready to fall. There is strong buying, which has compressed the price. It's held it up there. The sellers have come in, but the buyers have overwhelmed them and pushed the price back up. It's as close as a down candle, granted, but it's got a nice wick to the lower body. And when you align it with what else is going on here in terms of the very low volume that you're seeing on the red candles here, then it just really confirms that message that this is not a market that is ready to fall just yet, and therefore be patient and wait. We take off, we go up into another level, we get another period of it, a congestion, we go higher still, we carry on up, and then we get Further anomalies. Look at this candle here, this volume, huge amount of volume. And yet the spread is relatively compressed because if you compare it with any of the previous candles, that one, for example, look at the volume associated with it, much lower. This one even, much lower still. And even one of these, very low volume. So when you see something like that, it's sending a warning signal to you. It's saying, look, pay attention. It doesn't mean panic. It doesn't mean close everything and get out. It's just telling you that the big operators are now struggling. In other words, there's a lot of effort going in. This is VPA 101, Wyckoff's third law, effort and result. You've got a lot of effort going in terms of volume, but the result is not what you would expect to see. And you've got another classic example, even better example further over here, with even higher volume still, and exactly the same or pretty much an identical candle here, where once again, you've got a ton of effort going in, and the result that you would expect to see, all things being equal, is not in agreement with the volume that you're seeing demonstrated on the volume chart below. And that's really what VPA comes down to. It's constantly looking at these anomalies. The tall anomalies jump off the chart. The very low anomalies are not so much. And speaking of low, this little character here, this little candle here with this very, very low volume here is what we call a little test. And what does that signify? Well, what it signifies is that the market makers, big operators, they just wanted to see if there's any selling left in the market. They dip the price down, it goes back up, very low volume. In other words, it's a test of whether the selling pressure has been removed from the market, because the last thing they want to do is develop a new campaign and then be hit with sellers. So they do these little tests from time to time. Not a lot of them, but you see them from time to time. That's a little classic one there. So this was the anomalous candle, very similar to this one. What do we expect? One of two things, either congestion or potentially a reversal. And then it's down to looking at how the flow of candles, looking at the volume, what is happening, what am I seeing unfold? So that's VPA, that's what you're looking at. And then on the bottom of this, I've tacked on the trend monitor indicator. It's a wonderful indicator. And what it does is it gives you a visual on how that trend is developing, whether it's moving into a potential pause point or whether it is indeed reversing. And it does it through the prism of four colors. As you can see, we have bright blue, we have dark blue, we have dark red, and then we have bright red. And what it attempts to do, and bear in mind, we're only looking at this in one time frame. You would have this set up on multiple time frames. If you were trading this on the 1 minute, you might have a sub 1 minute, and you might have one above it, or you might have a 1, 2, 3 combination. So you'd have a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. You might be trading off the 2 minute, but you'd have a combination of time frames. You wouldn't just be looking at one. But I've put it on here just to demonstrate that how it works. What it's doing is, particularly through these areas where you're in congestion, it's looking at the trend and trying to give you a signal as to whether that trend has indeed broken down, or is it in fact just a pause point. We saw a little bit of it here, but it immediately reverted back to darker red and then dark blue and out into bright blue again. Through this phase here, it went into dark blue in the pause point, but it's come out the other side into bright blue. And through all these little congestion phases here, it is just helping you to calm that emotion. And that's what VPA does as well, because we are looking at the VPA, we're looking at what that's telling us, getting our analysis from there, we're getting our confirmation signals from there. And what the trend monitor then does is it just gives us an extra confirming helping hand, if you will. And that's the way we use the indicators. Now, as we get to the end here, as you can see, we've got no bright blue left. We've moved into darker blue. We're oscillating here between dark blue and dark red. And then ultimately at the end here, we've actually come out of that phase and we are now looking at moving into this downtrend from what previously was a bullish phase of price action. We're now into a down phase of bearish price action. And of course, we're looking at the VPA again. So I just wanted to highlight that for you, really just to show you how we use VPA, which is our underlying methodology. That is our primary methodology. It is a cornerstone on which everything else is built. and then we overlay that with our indicators, which are there to help us to confirm what we're seeing in terms of our VPA analysis. Over on the left here, we've got the MSI. As you can see, all these are very heavily oversold at the moment. So we're looking for each of them to rally, which is potentially what they're about to do. And what the MSI gives you, again, is just great confirmation of, do I want to trade from overbought and oversold, or am I waiting for a trend to get underway? And it's just another way of giving you a confirmation that what you're seeing from a VPA perspective is now confirmed with our indicator, which is the market strength indicator, which works in all time frames. You can have stocks on here, you can have futures, ETFs, doesn't matter. You can put them on here and they will work happily. And you can have an old multitude. You can change them using the settings on the indicators. Just go into the indicators here. You can see them down here. These are the ones I've got set up, but you can literally set up a whole raft of those, and you can mix them as well. So you could have an index, for example, alongside stocks, however you want to set it up. Finally, just to wrap up, we've got the volatility indicator with these purple dots on. For those of you familiar with it, very powerful indicator, very simple, works on average true range. What it will signal to you is when to expect either congestion or a full-blown reversal. So it's another great reversal indicator, again, which you'll back up with VPA. You can see how the volume here fell away dramatically. So we're looking for a reversal on two elements, first from VPA and second from our volatility indicator here, which is exactly what it's done. It's such a simple indicator, but it's so powerful, works in all time frames. And the beauty of it is it'll trigger immediately. The average true range metric has been met, so you don't have to wait. So if you're on a 5-minute chart, it'll trigger in the first minute, the first few seconds even on occasion. So it's not an indicator you have to wait for. If you're trading on a daily time frame, it will appear, or an hourly time frame, it will appear. You don't have to wait for the candle to close. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to stop there, stop sharing. Just remember that if you're interested in any of the indicators, we are offering a 20% discount on those. Just email helpdesk@quantumtrading.com. Let us know which indicators you would like, and we will sort out a coupon for you. So that's it. We're going to stop there. I'm going to ask Anna to, unless she's got anything else to say. So we will see you soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon, and bye for now.